Hi again, everybody. Been a few days since I've had anything up. Today is Saturday, so we're going to be doing a nice pot of chicken soup. Gonna share a couple of tricks that I have when I'm making my chicken soup, and gonna show you in a little bit just all of the ingredients that we're gonna use, and put together a lovely Saturday soup for you guys. See you in a bit. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at what's going to be going into our pot today. Some nice yellow yam, carrots, pumpkin, sweet potato, corn, and yes, some okra. Those are going to be going in just towards the end when we're almost ready to serve the soup. We're doing chicken soup today, so we're going to supplement whatever spices and so on that we're using with a packet of Grace cock soup. I always thought that was a funny name, but yeah, that's what we're going to be using. Here's my chicken. It's been cubed, cut up, and we're going to season that up shortly before we add it to the pot. That's also not we'll show you what we season it with in a little while. And here's the aromatics and natural seasonings that we're going to be using. We have a couple of stalks of scallion, obviously some scotch bonnets. Here's some ginger and garlic, and of course no self-respecting pot of chicken soup can do without thyme, the king of aromatics as far as I'm concerned. Here's my knife, and here is the pot that we're going to be cooking the soup in later on. After we've done some prep, we'll come back and show you how to get our soup started. Soon come. Okay, so I have my pot on the fire, just starting to, if you can just focus on that, Colleen, you can see the bubbles forming at the bottom of the pot, so that means it's getting ready to boil, right? So what I'm going to do now is season my pot, and I'm going to do that by using some of the aromatics that I showed you before. I have a couple of stalks of scallion here, and I've used the back of my knife to mash the ends of it to release those flavors. So the scallion is going in. I'm also going to start with some of my thyme. I've cut off the very ends of it. I'm going to add that to our pot now. I have used also some of my garlic, ginger, one of my scotch bonnets, and these are just some of the leaves that have come off the thyme that I'm using. I'm just going to get these all into the pot right now, and this is really just to start seasoning my pot. I'm going to add the packet of Grace cock soup mix. I'm going to add that now. Get that in there. This packet seasoning really gives your soup a lovely flavor. And here is now my little trick. I've prepped the pumpkin, so maybe about 1.5 pounds of pumpkin, and I'm going to add this to the pot now, because what I want to do is have this pumpkin boil out completely, and then I'm just going to get something and crush the pumpkin in there, so that there are really no pieces of pumpkin left anymore, just all of the goodness from the pumpkin itself, and that's what gives my soup a lot of body. So I'm going to add these. I'm going to add these bits of pumpkin now, and once these have been boiled, maybe 15 minutes, maybe no more than that. I've cut them into pieces small enough that they will boil quickly. Just going to add them all in, cover this tightly. I have the burner on a very high flame, or a very high level. I'm going to cover this and let it boil for about 15 minutes. Come back and mash the pumpkin. Soon come back. Alright, so my pumpkin's been boiling for about maybe 15 minutes. Just going to lift the pot up so you can see what it looks like. And there you go. Firing away. Maybe I give it another 2-3 minutes for the pumpkin to get really soft so that I can mash it out into this water here. The aroma is already excellent. Once I mash the pumpkin, then we're going to start to add some of the other ingredients as well. When we start to do that, we'll come back and show you some more. Alright guys, so I have turned my burner down a bit so that I can actually stand over the pot and work these bits of pumpkin. I've already mashed out quite a bit of them already. I just wanted to give you an idea of what I'm doing. So you find a whole piece and just use your spoon, whatever you have using, get a piece of it and press it up against the side of the pot and just mash it against the side of the pot, and you do that with all of the pieces. When you do that, it begins to really just dissolve into the water and give it that fantastic base and thickness that you can see. What I've done with the bits of pumpkin that have been mashed already. Pumpkin, yes indeed. And you want to continue doing that until all of the pieces have been mashed out and you get the type of consistency that you are looking for. Once that's done, we'll come back and add the other ingredients. And the key to making a nice pot of soup and making sure that each ingredient has the right texture, because texture is very important, is the order in which you add your ingredients. You don't want anything that you put in there to be not to be cooked properly, or to be cooked too much that it sort of loses its purpose. So we'll soon come back and show you some more as we build our perfect Saturday soup. Alright guys, all the pumpkin mashed out. You can see the pot is bubbling nicely. It's got that great orange yellow color from the pumpkin fibers that have been boiled out in the water. So what you want to do now, because one of the nicest things about chicken soup is that everything that's in there has soaked up all of the goodness and the flavors. The next thing I'm going to add are my bits of corn. I had 2 kernels which I have broken into 5 pieces. And we're just going to add those bits of corn now, because obviously what you want is that when you pick up your corn out of the soup and sink your teeth into it, you want all of those juices to be all the way seeped into the cob itself. At this point, I'm also going to add my chicken, which I've seasoned with salt, pepper, chicken spice, the rest of the scallion and the rest of the ginger. And I want to put these in there now so that they are thoroughly cooked, thoroughly boiled out. And we're gonna add these to the pot now. The bits of chicken are small enough that they won't take any great length of time to be thoroughly cooked through. So we're just going to add all of our chicken to the pot slowly so that we don't spill anything or let any of that hot liquid splash up on us. We add all of our chicken to the pot, stir it in, give it a good mix and cover that. It's going to take, I would say, maybe about 25 minutes to half an hour, certainly for the chicken to boil through and cook. This water is extremely hot and the flame is high. It may take a little while longer for the corn to get soft, but it doesn't matter if the chicken cooks beyond the 25 to 30 minutes. So let's cover this up, give the corn a chance to boil and get nice and soft. And when we do that and that's done, the last thing we're going to add are our carrots and our food, yam and sweet potato, which I'm going to cut up into smaller bite-sized pieces before I add it to the pot. And then we're going to finish it off by including the rest of our seasonings. Soon come back. Alright guys, let's take another look. A good sign that your corn is almost finished boiling is that the color has changed from what was a very light yellow when we first put them in the pot to turning a more deep yellow color. As you can see, the pot is bubbling nicely, and because we don't want the corn to overcook to the point where the kernels are falling off the cob, what we're going to do now is turn to the remainder of the ingredients that we have. I've diced up the okra. I've also diced up the yam and the sweet potato into bite-sized pieces. Probably won't use all of this, otherwise the whole of my soup will boil up over the side of the pot. And I'm also going to add to this pot. Let's take another look at it. Wow. Also going to add to the pot the carrots that I've cut up. Now you'll notice that I had some large carrots and I've cut them into very big pieces. Nothing nicer than a nice spoonful of soup with a soft piece of carrot that has been boiled and has soaked up all of the flavors of the soup pot. I have my other Scotch bonnet pepper which I'm going to add at the very end. I won't break that one like I did the other. And I'm also going to add some thyme, which I'm actually going to rough cut. I'm not going to put them in with the stalks. And maybe just a little bit more of that piece of ginger that you see there. So that's the next step, folks. And soon from now, when we come back, we'll look at the finished product and take a taste. Talk to you soon. Alright, beloved, before our pot gets the final stir and lockdown, I just wanted you to see I've added my okra, my thyme that I've rough chopped, my carrots are in, and my bite-sized pieces of yam and sweet potato are also in there, down towards the bottom of the pot, getting all of the goodness soaked into them. I'm going to break that Scotch bonnet after the soup is finished being cooked, but I will leave it whole for now. Not everybody likes food as spicy as me. Both Colleen and I are going to share it, I'm sure, because she loves her spicy food as well. Come back in a little while when the pot is finished, but just wanted you to get a sense of what we have in store. Alright guys, let's take a look. Colleen, show them that goodness for me now, please, I beg you. Folks, our pot of Saturday chicken soup is ready. Got our lovely corn, carrots, we have our cubed chicken in there, we have bits of okra, there's yam and sweet potato in there as well, and you can actually almost reach out through the video and touch and see the thickness and the consistency of the soup. Once we turn the fire off, cover it and just let it continue to revel in its own juices. Colleen and I will be enjoying a feast. We're going to break this Scotch bonnet pepper in our soup. Didn't want to break it in the pot because we're going to try and see if we can share this with one of our, some of this anyway, with one of our neighbors. And we don't want to kill them with the pepper. They can add if they like. So there it is, folks. Lovely pot of chicken soup for Saturday. Alright, this is Michael Hall from At Home Restaurant, hoping you enjoyed helping us to prepare our chicken soup today. And when you do it, hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Take care.